We finally have it, Broncos fans. Tangible news, some actual concrete evidence that the Broncos 2025 football team is taking the next step. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, your fearless leader, and on today's episode, we're going to break down everything that went on throughout Broncos' first week of OTAs, including the no-shows, Bo Nix's leadership being on full display, and RJ Harvey filling the Joker mold for Sean Payton. We're going to get into all of that. Now, all my real ones, here's what I need you to do. Turn on those noties. We have been gaining subs through the wazoo, but we're still only at 11.7% of the noti gang. So here's what you need to do. Hit that little bell icon that turns on those notifications. It'll ask you if you want to get even more Broncos updates when we post. All you got to do, click yes, and you'll be a part of the noti gains. Only real Broncos fans have those turned on. So do me a favor, click that sub button and then that little bell icon. Okay, the no-shows at OTAs. Let's just get into the meat and potatoes of everything. John Franklin Myers didn't show up. Neither did Pat Surtain. Oh my God, the sky is falling. Not so fast, my friend. Both of these players were to be expected to not show up at OTAs. And it should be noted, OTAs are completely voluntary. This isn't mandatory minicamp or mandatory training camp. These are two NFL veterans that had the option to show up, and they certainly didn't. Now, one more so than the other should be a little bit more cause for concern, but we'll get into that. Now, Zach Stevens, our fearless, Broncos beat reporter, you'll see a lot of him throughout this episode, by the way, said this: Sean Payton's conversations with John Franklin Myers have been, quote, all good. And he wasn't surprised at all that he wasn't there at OTA. So that's a good thing. The only negative that I could say, if you could call it that, about John Franklin Myers not showing up is that his contract dispute certainly seems to be a focal point in his negotiations with the Broncos. Now, we're not here to get into the nitty-gritty about how much he's going to be wanting. There has been multiple sources out there telling you that he wants $20 million a year. Right now, this is not the time to speculate about that. All you need to know is that he wants a new contract, and he wasn't here at OTAs, at least for week one. Could he show up at the next round? Who knows? But I will say this. For a player that is trying to show that he wants to be a part of this team, it would be a good look to show up for your team at OTAs. Prove to be a team player. That front office will notice that, and maybe, just maybe, a contract extension comes earlier rather than later. The other player, Pat Surtain, that didn't show up. This is one that I didn't need him to show up. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. You don't need him to show up, right? We know what PS2 gives us on field. And let's be real. When you play like Pat Surtain, when you're as good as Pat Surtain is, the numbers don't do it justice. I have said that till I'm blue in the face. This dude is a future Hall of Famer. He doesn't need to show up to voluntary OTAs. He's that good, and I'm not concerned at all about his production on the field. So he doesn't have to show up for these. Now, if he's working out on his own, with his own personal trainers, taking care of his body, that's great. And everything that I've seen on the field and the type of player he is off the field leads me to believe he'll be just fine. So let me ask you this question. I kind of got to get it out of the way. Call it a prerequisite. Are you concerned about the OTA players, about players missing OTAs, Scale it 1 to 10 for me. 10 being the most concerned, 1 being I'm not concerned at all. I'm not going to lie, I'm like a 2 on this scale. The only reason I'm not a complete 1 is because JFM's contract is still up in the air. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It's going to be the pinned comment of today's video. Okay, our second OTA bit of news. Bo Nix's leadership being on full display. And this is what I was hoping for, what all Broncos fans, I'm sure, were hoping for, seeing as Bo Nix is entering year 2. Sean Payton was actually quoted as saying that Bo can now run plays off the tongue. So all of those plays just roll off the lips instead of having to repeat it over and over again. One of the things that rookies tend to struggle with is identifying their voice and having the ability to rattle off plays like this. It comes with the rookie growing pains. It comes with the territory. But Bo seems sharp with his mental game. In fact, at the podium, I saw a more confident Bo Nix than ever before. He seems to be taking the next step in his leadership with his communication, which we'll touch on here in just a second. But he also seems to be identifying and memorizing the playbook and taking that next step as a play caller. Now, Zach Stevens also said that Sean Payton is encouraged with Bo Nix entering year 2 and said the difference between year 1 and now is entirely different. Now, head coaches have a tendency to say this stuff all the time because they don't want to say, hey, he's not taking the next step forward and he's regressing. So could it be the politically correct answer? Yeah, hypothetically, but I don't think that's the case. I really believe the rapport between these two has grown significantly. In fact, there was a clip that I can't show you because of copyright reasons of Bo going through his progressions and then stopping the play, walking up to one of his receivers, I believe it was Cortland Sutton, and kind of, directing him through the route and what he expects him to hit in terms of his yard mark before he breaks. And that's the kind of leadership you want to see from your quarterback. He goes up to a veteran and is telling him where he wants him to hit his break. Tom Brady was famous for doing this. And last year, statistically, Bo was really good. I can't say it was great, but it was really good. And if this is the type of expectation that we have placed on him, oh boy, we are in for a treat. And another thing that I want to just kind of sidebar on this is that he is recruiting other players to play in Denver. Talanoa Hufanga, who we signed in free agency, was so impressed with the way Bo bounced back after the beginning rookie growing pains that he was one of the main reasons he decided to sign with Denver. So Bo is catching the eye of NFL veterans, and not even offensive veterans, defensive veterans. So that just has to show you how excited not only Broncos fans should be about this, but how other NFL players are about Denver. So we should be incredibly encouraged. And if you agree with me, smash that thumbs up button. Do it twice. Actually, don't do it twice because that unlikes the video. But give me a big old thumbs up right there. Like the video if you're ready for Bo Nix in year 2. All right, last one. Let's round it out because I'm sure everybody's wondering about him. RJ Harvey. Is he filling the Joker mold like we predicted? Well, from everything that I saw, he was taking a ton of reps as a pass catcher. Now, we'll get into that here in just a second. But Zach Stevens, again, like I told you, you're going to see his name a bunch, said Bo Nix has been impressed with RJ Harvey. Now, he went to the podium and was specifically asked about RJ Harvey, and Bo gave the quarterback-eel statement, which is, he's a great guy. I love what he brings to the team. The energy is awesome. He's a great person off the field. I'm excited to build and grow with him. You're expected to say that, obviously, but let's talk about football. I saw a lot of Harvey getting reps in the passing game. Sean Payton is already grooming him to be the next Joker, which, remember, is that tight end or that running back that can kind of have that dual aspect of their game. And especially with what we saw from Alvin Kamara and Darren Sproles as pass catchers, we know Payton throws emphasis on the running back's ability to catch the football. And everybody, all the NFL analysts were saying, well, he's not an elite pass catcher. Okay, maybe not elite. But tell me what's wrong with these numbers. Sure, they don't jump off the page, but they're not bad. If he's averaging over 12 and a half yards per average, or yards per reception, excuse me, that means he's getting chunk yardages on these plays where he catches the football. So it seems like I said, he's already grooming Harvey to be the next Joker in his offense, which is what we expected. So everything seems to be going according to plan in 2025 OTAs. Now, the Broncos running back room currently, the way it's stated and the way it's slated, I'll tell you this. Harvey has the best ability right now at least as a rookie coming straight in, to earn that RB1 position. I don't think Jaleel McLaughlin is going to be your main back heading into week 3 or week 4 of the 2025 NFL season. And Audric Estime, while I believe he can take the next step, is more of a short yardage goal line back, someone that you can use to power through on second or third and short to end up getting you that first down to move the chains. But Harvey's going to be the focal point in the backfield. Make no mistake about it. It's just going to be a matter of when, not if. So I'm going to ask you to pick a starter. We've kind of talked about this throughout the last couple of videos that we've made. If you believe week 1, RJ Harvey's going to be RB1, type RJ. If you think it's Jaleel, JM, or if it's Audric Estime, AE. I love my Notre Dame boy, but it's not going to happen. It's either going to be Jaleel or RJ, but week 3 and on, it'll be RJ. All right, remember, before we end today's episode, if you're a real Broncos fan and have been since birth, click that subscribe button. Make sure those notifications are turned on and never miss a single video or live show that we have here on the Broncos Breakdown. Until next time, my name is Moose. Be cool.